Thanks for clicking on the video. Hit the subscribe button for more weekly content and hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. 7 Deadly Sins, huh? I don't know if TK has been watching too much anime or if the Digidestined are actually cooked. What's good, peeps? What's poppin'? How are you doing? And welcome to part 6 of our ongoing series, What If TK Was the Digimon Emperor? This intro won't be too long because you all are wanting for some action. Let me just say that since becoming the Digimon Emperor, TK has been popping off, and it looks like his ultimate plan dwarfs Ken's in the original. Will it fall through, or purge the digital world of darkness by embracing the ultimate darkness? If the video receives 30 likes, that'll let me know you want things to continue into part 7. Let's begin. Kari's heart pounded as she processed TK's last words. The 7 deadly sins, she whispered, fear and confusion lacing her voice. What does that mean, TK? TK turned back to the console, his smirk widening. The digital world has always been a place of balance, Kari. Light and dark, creation and destruction. But too much darkness leads to stagnation. Weakness even. My dark circuits, well, let's just say they're going to balance things out. Kari felt herself trembling, the gravity of his words sinking in. You're creating a force of darkness using these Digimon? But why? TK, these Digimon, they're innocent. They've done nothing wrong. This is wrong. Maybe in your eyes, Kari, he replied coldly. But you're either with me or against me. He gestured to the Digimon in the chambers, their dark energy pulsing ominously. Each one embodies a sin, and with them, I'll unleash a new order on the digital world. Fear, discipline, obedience. No more weak Digidestined interfering. Kari's voice broke as she fought to keep her composure. She struggled to find words, her thoughts a mass of anger, fear, and doubt. But one thing was clear. The friend she once knew had become unrecognizable, transformed by an unyielding thirst for power and control. However, she knew that defying him now would mean her life was at risk, and maybe even the lives of those she cared about. The Digidestined regrouped at their camp, processing the complicated emotional battle they barely survived. Though they managed a victory, each knew that TK's ambitions were far from fulfilled, and that, somehow, Kari was trapped in the middle of his twisted scheme. Davis could hardly sit still. Anger, frustration, and betrayal coursed through him as he struggled to make sense of it all. He watched the horizon where TK and Kari had vanished only hours earlier, feeling an urge to follow them that he couldn't ignore. I can't believe it, he muttered, more to himself than anyone else. How could she betray us like that? Kari was always one of us. She would never, could never, turn on us like this. Ken, visibly shaken from the last battle with TK, sighed. Davis, don't jump to conclusions. We don't know her reasons, or is she doing this willingly? For all we know, Kari's being controlled. Or maybe she has some plan we don't understand. Davis's frustration only deepened, and before anyone could stop him, he stood up, his jaw set with determination. I need to talk to her. Alone. He took a few steps toward the dark forest and turned his back to face the others. Kari has to know we're here for her. That will help her if she lets us. Without waiting for a response, Davis vanished into the trees, his heart pounding with both anger and worry as he searched. He followed faint trails and scattered patches of bent grass, each trace drawing him deeper into the forest. The cool, shadowy canopy overhead cast an eerie stillness over his surroundings, and Davis could feel a knot tightening in his chest. After what felt like hours, he spotted her. She was standing alone on the cliff's edge, gazing out over the digital world with a somber expression, as though she too was wrestling with some deep hidden conflict. For a moment, Davis almost forgot why he was there. He was struck by how familiar yet foreign she looked. His friend Kari, wrapped in darkness. Kari! Davis called, his voice a mix of frustration and desperation. Slowly, she turned to face him, her face an unreadable mask. Her eyes, once so filled with warmth, seemed dark, distant, and yet Davis thought he caught a flicker of something. Maybe regret, maybe sorrow. He took a step closer, fist clenched, his anger slipping as he saw how lost she looked. How could you do this? How could you join him? After everything you've been through, after everything you and the other Digidestined fought for. Kari's face remained unreadable, but her voice softened slightly. You don't understand, Davis. TK has a vision, a way to make this world stronger. It's not what you think. Davis shook his head, his frustration building. Not what I think! Kari is destroying everything we care about, turning friends into enemies. How can you believe that what he's doing is right? For a brief moment, Kari's eyes softened, as though she was tempted to explain. But just as quickly, her expression hardened again. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices for the greater good, Davis. The Digimon Emperor is helping me see that. Caring too much can make you weak. Talking like him, Davis said, his voice breaking. Kari, this isn't you. I can see it in your eyes. Whatever he's done to you, whatever he's promised you, don't let it take you away from us. We can figure this out. Together. Kari's expression wavered again, but she shook her head. Leave, Davis. This is your only warning. Davis felt his heart sink. He wanted to reach out, to somehow pull her back from the darkness consuming her. But something in her gaze told him that trying to reason with her now would only push her further away. Without another word, he turned and walked back to the camp, his heart heavy with loss and despair. Davis returned to the others, his face etched with the pain of his encounter with Kari. Yoli looked at him, a mix of hope and concern on her face. How'd it go? Did she say anything? Davis shook his head, his gaze lowered. She wouldn't listen. She kept going on about vision and order. She thinks we're in the way. I don't think she's coming back. The group fell silent, the gravity of the situation weighing on each of them. They weren't just facing the Digimon Emperor, but now Kari, one of their own, a friend. We can't keep going with these fights without a plan, Cody said, breaking the silence. Every time, the Digimon Emperor is already 2 steps ahead of us. If we don't figure out a way to counter his dark circuits, we're going to keep losing. Ken nodded thoughtfully, his mind racing. He isn't just using brute force, he's using technology. The dark circuits are amplifying negative energy in Digimon, making them stronger and more aggressive. If we can disrupt that power, maybe we can weaken his control. But how? We barely know anything about his technology, let alone how to disable it. The dark circuits are nothing like we've seen. Ken's eyes brightened as an idea formed. The dark circuits seem to thrive on negative emotions. If we can counteract that with a powerful positive force, something that can block it or weaken their influence, we might stand a chance. Davis punched his fist into his palm, a glint of determination sparking in his eyes. Then that's what we'll do! We'll find the light! We find Kari, and we make her see that she doesn't have to do this! And if the Digimon Emperor thinks we're going to give up, he's got another thing coming! With their spirits renewed, the Digidestined began to strategize. Ideas flew back and forth as they discussed possible ways to counter the dark circuits, each adding their own thoughts to the mix. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but together they were determined to fight, protect the digital world, and bring Kari back from the darkness. As night fell, the Digidestined set out, their resolve hardening with each step. They knew the Digimon Emperor would be waiting for them, ready to crush any resistance. But they were prepared. They arrived at the edge of a dark valley, and there, atop a massive cliff, stood TK and Kari. The Digimon Emperor's gaze was icy, a smirk playing on his lips as he watched them approach. Kari stood at his side, her face expressionless, her once kind eyes now hollow and cold. So, you actually came back for more, TK sneered. I'm almost impressed. Davis stepped forward, his voice steady despite the intensity of his feelings. We're here to stop you, Digimon Emperor! Whatever twisted plan you're cooking up, it ends today! TK laughed, the sound echoing through the valley. Oh, you poor deluded fools. Do you really think you stand a chance? Kari, shall we show them the true power of the dark circuits? Kari stepped forward, her face devoid of any warmth. She extended her hand, and from the shadows emerged Black Gatomon, her body radiating dark energy, an improved dark circuit embedded in her back. But this time, she wasn't alone. Beside her appeared Betamon, his eyes glinting with malice as dark energy flowed through him. Before the Digidestined could react, Betamon began to glow, his body twisting and shifting until he towered over them as the massive ultimate Digimon, Mega Seadramon. Davis's eyes widened in shock. No way! He's using the Dark Circuit to force Betamon to Digivolve! TK chuckled, crossing his arms. Impressive, isn't it? The Dark Circuits unlock potential even your friendship can't reach. Mega Seadramon, Black Gatomon, destroy them. With a guttural roar, Mega Seadramon lunged at the Digidestined, his massive form crashing through the ground as he unleashed a torrent of water, forcing them to scatter. Black Gatomon darted through the chaos, her claws flashing as she slashed with deadly precision, her speed and strength far beyond anything the Digidestined had faced before. The armored Digimon moved to intercept, but they were clearly outmatched. Flamedramon, Digimon, Halsamon, and Buchimon fought valiantly. The Mega Seadramon's strength and Black Gatomon's agility kept them on the defensive. Heavy beam! Buchimon cried, his attack barely denting Mega Seadramon's thick scales. Tempest Wing! Halsamon dove in, but Black Gatomon dodged effortlessly, countering with a vicious swipe that sent him crashing to the ground. Fire Rocket! Flamedramon launched himself at Mega Seadramon. His attack landed with a fiery explosion. But when the smoke cleared, Mega Seadramon was barely scratched, his eyes blazing with fury. From the cliff, TK watched, his smirk widening. Do you see now? This is true power. Your friendship, your so-called courage, they're nothing against the might of the Dark Circuits. Davis, battered and bruised, struggled to his feet, his eyes blazing with determination. Maybe you're right. Maybe we're not as strong as you. But we don't need to be. Because we have something you don't. Each other. And as long as we're together, we'll keep fighting. No matter what you throw at us. His words sparked a renewed sense of hope among the Digidestined. And one by one, they rallied, standing side by side, ready to face whatever came next. But TK only laughed, his gaze as cold as ever. Then let's just see how strong your bonds really are. Black Gatomon, Mega Seadramon. Finish them. The two Dark Circuit empowered Digimon charged, and the battle began, each side knowing that the fate of the digital world hung in the balance. And that's where this part will end for today. The Digidestined may have figured out how the Dark Circuits operate, but that doesn't mean stopping them or TK will be an easy task. As far as Davis and the others are concerned, Kari's on the side of darkness through and through. But what do you all think? How will the Digidestined face these Digimon with improved Dark Circuits? How much can Kari's conscience take now that she's in on TK's master plan? Let me know your theories in the comments below and leave suggestions for more Digimon what ifs you'd like to see come to life in the future. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.